Hello, I'd like to introduce us to the way of finding information about space weather and solar activity online. And so you want to find out what the sun's doing right now, because we just talked about solar flares and sort of things. So let's go ahead and look to how we find the current activity on the sun. Okay, so to do that, what you would do is you would go to spaceweather.com. Spaceweather.com, it's a website that's actually hosted by space scientists. And so they are, it gives you, this site gives you all kind of cool information, including the current picture of the sun, what's the sun right now, and completely boring. There's no sunspots whatsoever. Also has information about current activity in the sky, some astronomy stuff, what sort of things can you see in the sky, just kind of cool stuff. Neutron levels, that's related to radiation levels from cosmic rays. That's also given for you right here. You can click on that and get more information. The current coronal picture of the sun. So this gives you an idea of what's going on there. And you can see there's coronal holes facing us. I'll talk about the significance of that later. It does typically mean there's more solar wind. And then further down here, chance of M or X class flares. And what does that mean for us? In fact, if you go up here, gives you the current results of what's going on with X-rays. And so this is an X-ray measurement of what's going on with the sun, and it takes a little while to load up right now, but that would give you the current X-ray flux from the sun. And again, you see there's like pretty much nothing of consequence happening right there. Okay. And so the next thing here that we do is we scroll further back down here is that let's go back to spaceweather.com. Okay. And as we scroll further down, right down in here, it also gives you information about near Earth misses. So you might not realize that March 22nd, there was an asteroid that passed 4/10 of the way between the Earth and the Moon. So it was closer to the Moon. There's another one here, March 25th, also passed between the Earth and the Moon. So there's some near misses. Down here, it gives you radiation levels for several different flights. And high radiation level flights right there, average radiation level flights, low level radiation flights. Here are some charter flights and high radiation levels there. Keep going down here, it gives you more information about radiation in aircraft and air travel. And down here, there's another link, and this link goes to the Space Weather Prediction Center. This is the official government agency that keeps track of space weather. We call all this stuff space weather that relates to all this. And so the space weather is going to be the interaction between the Earth and the sun. So you'd think that space weather would be controlled by NASA. Well, it's not. It's actually NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration. That's the parent organization that keeps track of the weather, National Weather Service. So it also does space weather, and it gives you information here. For example, the cycle 25, we talked about what that means. It also gives watches and warnings for geomagnetic storm watches and geomagnetic storm warnings. Geomagnetic storms are this interaction between Earth and the sun, and we'll talk more about that in the very next video as to what a geomagnetic storm is. This is one place that you get these watches and warnings. And again, down here gives the X-ray flux over the last several days, proton flux, estimated K index. The planetary K index is a measure of how variable the Earth's magnetic field is. And you notice it's all green. That means it's very slight variability. You have to get varying up to this level up here to get kind of, where it's a little bit, a little bit variable, and up to here in order to start counting as a geomagnetic storm. And so so that that is that's some of these ways that you can start getting information about the sun, keeping track of it. There's even ways of signing up in here so that you get alerts to your phone, either by email or by text, for when the aurora is visible in your area or when there's a geomagnetic storm watch warning. If you get by text, they charge you for it, but you can get email warnings on a regular basis. So, so that's something that some people might be interested in if they want to keep track of this stuff. So our next video will actually investigate the geomagnetic storms and actual space weather.